There is no sound for this episode. Somehow I managed to break my my little mic pack, which I just fixed now. And so I'm going to be editing the episode out here on my iPad, and I'm going to be commenting over every scene that comes up. So enjoy the music, and I guess I'm going to sit back and start editing. So here's what I just started doing, basically taking all of the paint off the bumper in strategic places like this, where as you can see it's cracked along the bottom lip, mainly where these mounting holes are for, I think it's a standard under tray on a Focus RS. So the bumper tends to break in these sort of places. This is evidenced by the fact that this particular one has been repaired a few times before. Notice the skim of filler up the top, and obviously some of these have gotten quite bad, including that little chip at the bottom as well. This one in particular seems to be quite the problematic one. It looks like it's been repaired a few times. There's some filler along the top there, you can see that I've ground back to, and the crack has propagated quite a lot. And then the main issue with this bumper is this piece of plastic or bumper that's fallen off previously. Thankfully the previous owner decided to keep it, and I'm able to use this fancy glue that I bought. It's the cheap stuff this time, not that really expensive stuff I use on the back bumper, to glue it back on. And I'm just putting a bit of that glue in the cracks along the bottom as well to try and glue it all back together, I guess. So after all that glue, I put a bit of bridging filler behind and in front as well. So this is the main culprit on the side where that big bit had cut off. There's a big piece of bridging filler behind there, and I've put a bit of filler all along the bottom as well. It can look a bit of a mess at the moment, but all this stuff sands back. It's just like normal filler, and you can sand it back and it'll look tidy and it'll be just strong enough to keep it all in one place. Likewise, all along the bottom, it's just as scruffy, but like I said, it can all be sanded off. So having let that set overnight, I put a bit of normal filler on it and let it outside to dry. I've got the I've done all the cracks along the bottom and the crack on the side, so you can see it's actually looking a bit more reasonable now. When it comes to the holes on the bottom, I can re-drill them. Some of them you can still see where they are, but some of them being covered up where my thumb is right there and a little bit further on. At least all the filler puts it into a decent shape right now, and the painter can finish it off. I'm not getting too fussy with this because I've had enough of filler. Same goes for the side. As you can see, you can kind of make out the line where the glue was. That had some bridging filler over it, and then some normal filler on the front, and behind you can see it's much cleaner now. It's it's a bit tidier. It doesn't look like I just chucked a load of fiberglass all over it. Same down the bottom, it'll all get tidied up eventually. And in the spirit of fixing things that are broken, while I had the glue and the epoxy and the filler out, I thought I would do the side skirt as well. What I'm explaining here is the front of the side skirt was actually cracked. I think the guy pulling the side skirts off cracked them when he pulled them off because the glue was too much, but you can see there's multiple cracks there that have been glued up and bridging filler put over them. The other problem with this side skirt is one of the mounts on the bottom was also cracked, so we're going to look at fixing that as well. So looking at this mount, basically there was nothing left of it apart from that concave bit on the bottom. So what I did was put some bridging filler over a large washer so that it can be held in place. That gives me a nice solid base to work from, and a hole that I can drill through into the car, and the bridging filler can be sanded back nice and neatly too. But slowly and surely ticking these things off the list. And just reviewing here the ends of the side skirt with the filler on it. I'm not going too nuts for this, I'm going to let the painter deal with most of it. But the edge of the skirt now is all shaped well enough for the painter to finish it. And having a quicker look at the bumper inside, you can see the final iteration of the filler. All sanded back as far as I'm going to take it anyway, and all those cracks have been filled in, and they're not. There's no more cracks there. And that big gap on the side that was there is now no longer, and it's nice and smooth. Towards the back it's not that great, but like I said, the painter should be able to finish this off nicely. At least the bumper is all one piece now. Next up, in an attempt to make sure this doesn't happen again, I'm going to use these aluminium strips and put them in the shrinker / stretcher thing I've got to bend them. And I'm going to bend them to the shape of the edge of the bumper, and I'm actually going to tape them all the way across as well to make one big aluminium piece. That should help reinforce the bottom of the bumper, and I'm going to fiberglass that into the bottom of the bumper as well, so it should hopefully not crack anymore and gives a bit more strength to that corner piece that fell off. So there you go, that's the one long piece of aluminium all welded together. Holes drilled in it in the right places for the holes in the bumper, and now all I need to do is weld it all together properly and put it into the bumper and fiberglass it together, keeping the bolt holes in the right place so I can bolt through it for an eventual splitter, I guess. Right, there we go. That is completed. So we've got fiberglass all the way down the bottom of the bumper and all the way around the side. This side got a little bit extra to make sure that it was covering that, the bit that was cut off. The aluminium, let's go around. So if we look close, there's an aluminium bar in there as well. We can just about make it out there. And yeah, that goes all the way from one edge to the other edge. Also of note, since I put this aluminium piece in, I decided I didn't want nuts and bolts. So I got my favourite toy out again and put some rib nuts in each one of these holes. I got a bit messy over here, I need to tidy this up, don't I? But yeah, so there's a rib nut in every one of these holes. So when it comes to putting a under tray and or splitter on this thing, it should be all good. And not taking too much notice of that mess on the bottom, the front should look pretty decent. So yeah, apart from all the scratches and the really poor filler work on this side, I think it's all pretty good. The bumper itself is now still quite flexible, but it has a lot more rigidity in the bottom, and hopefully we won't get any more cracks along here. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to call this a bit of a win for now. We'll see. I need to sand a lot of it back and clean up all this messy fiberglass, but I'll do that over the next week. If you enjoyed this episode, one, what's wrong with you? I'm terribly sorry, I totally messed up the sound, but I must have dropped my my little mic at some point because one of the terminals had come off the little mic part at the end of it. But it's fixed now, and I'll get another spare one as well, just in case everything goes P-tong again. But I didn't know this was broken until I'd done all of this work. So in order to show you what I'd done, I had to show you just video and comment over it. Hopefully it wasn't as bad as I'm expecting it to be. Let me know in the comments if you hated it. Nothing I can do about it, but, have your say. Anyway, that's going to be it for this week. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, please think about giving the video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it because of the sound issues or because of any other reasons, chuck a comment down below or hit the dislike button. Either way, either one doesn't matter to me. But the most important thing that you need to do, it's free, is subscribe to this channel. Go follow the channel on these social media platforms as well, so you get to see lots of behind the scenes things going on. And if you really want to be a massive legend and support the channel and help me buy new equipment, you can become a patron. And becoming a patron gives you a few perks as well, like early video releases, getting your name in the video, and all sorts of other stuff. Depends on what tier you fancy. Anyway, I'm waffling. Next week, I don't know if there's going to be a video next week because I'm away on the weekend, and the weekend is currently the only time I get the time to do stuff. But if you do get something, it might be something small and simple. Either way, you're going to have to subscribe to find out. And until then, ciao. This way.